Hi, welcome. I'm Linda Ferguson of NLP Canada Training. This is a summary of a short workshop we did recently on leverage points, how to identify them and change them using NLP. First, a reminder, everything you hear today is a quick reminder of information. To turn it into something you can use, you'll need to practice. Comes from our series called Essential NLP. And what makes leverage points essential is that they demonstrate a couple of key things about NLP. One is the relationship between your goal, unconscious process, and your conscious willingness to make change. The other is your understanding in NLP that there's no such thing as just making a small change. You make a small change in the hopes that it will generate more change and that it will become the support for sustained growth. So a leverage point is a point in a system where if you make a small change, you get a disproportionately large result. And they're famously hard to find until after you've discovered them. NLP gives you ways of, first of all, identifying something that might be a leverage point, and then very quickly making a change so that you can evaluate your results. It's important that you start with knowing what you want. This does two things. One, it helps you identify the relationship between the leverage point and the bigger system, but also when you are very clear about the goal you want, you activate your unconscious processes. These are the processes driven by your brain, not by your conscious mind, to start recognizing patterns in the world around you, in your thinking, that will help move you towards your goal. So being clear about the goal doesn't just mean having a one-liner about it. It means knowing what else will change when I change that goal and why is it important. And we ask what difference it will make over and over so that we get the widest set of ripples from that one small change. The next step is to identify where you can make a change in your thinking or your behavior that moves you towards that goal in a powerful way, in a way that generates more change than you expect, gives you a great return for the amount of effort you put in. And we do this by asking for cooperation from our unconscious mind, if you like, or from our brain. Because we're very clear now on what we want, we say, what's standing in my way? And as we think about that, something comes to mind. It will come to mind as a lived experience, which means it will be a particular moment in time with particular sights and sounds and feelings attached to it. And we say, this is the experience that in some way represents an obstacle to overcome so that I can get what I want. Now, how do we change it? We make the smallest possible change in this situation, not by rushing to make external change, but by making change within our own state. That's the sum total of our thinking and our feeling as we reference this particular choice point. So when you think about the choice point, you will have a particular set of feelings and perceptions attached to it. We're going to add some other experiences to that using anchors in this case. So we say, what is that choice point like if you are playful and productive and connected? And by adding these resource experiences, by encouraging our brain to wire together the choice point with these experiences of different resources, we open up new feelings about the choice point and new perceptions that lead us to think differently, not just about the choice point, but about ways to move towards our goal. If it works, we have progress that drives more progress. We have that small step of progress that fuels motivation to take more small steps. If it works really well, we're going to have a rush of change one after another. But even if it's not a great leverage point, even if it only moves a little bit, it's going to move us forward, and that sense of progress is going to encourage us to take another look at a different choice point so that we can make change in that choice point and discover whether it's the leverage point that will make the difference we really want to see. If you want to read more about NLP, please take a look at Shifts, a Toolkit for a Better You, or visit nlpcanada.com for more information and more chances to practice.